Minnesota's ability to do this is good, and it incentivizes people to, like Charlie, to invest. It incentivizes production. Saying hemp is a great one to do that. So I'm super excited to be here. I'm going to turn this over to Tony at the Minnesota Department of Ag. But just again, that vision of these innovators who are here, and Margaret was over there early on. The Minnesota Department of Agriculture was one of the first states to set up a hemp regulatory body inside state government to make sure that we were leading. And I would make the case that by doing so, it helps attract businesses just like this. We've got a handful of employees already working here. The opportunity is to continue to do more of that. So it's a great success story. It's one that's in Minnesota's past, its history. This is a traditional crop, and there's ample opportunities to expand that into areas that we haven't touched yet. With that, I'll turn it over to Tony.
Thank you, Governor. And I want to take the time to, on behalf of Commissioner Peterson, he is in the Philippines on a trade mission now. And along with our MDA hemp team that's here, and Commissioner Bailey, who's also here today, to thank Hemp Acres for having us out here. To feed off of Margaret's story about Charlie, when I first met him was the same day she did. I didn't think there was any hope for him. And now, look at, I mean, this is huge. And in all seriousness, Minnesota is still leading the nation in hemp licensure for farmers that can produce. You know, it's a chicken and egg situation. We have to have infrastructure. Farmers like to grow crops, but they also like to have a place to sell and make money. And people like Hemp Acres like to buy that and further those products and also have it be economically beneficial. So this is really huge for our state, and I know that on behalf of our hemp farmers statewide, they're going to really look at this as a boon to the industry moving forward. So thank you, Charlie, and thank you, Governor, for also always supporting us.
Thank you. Any questions, Margaret? They're going to ask specifics about hemp production, so.
Yeah, we can take on-topic questions.
Before we go take a look.
Anything?
Oh, Governor, the new law that surprised so many people at the beginning of the month, what do you think it will do for businesses like this? Yeah,
I'm going to let Charlie, because that's a question I asked him.
What will that do for your business? How much of a market does it create?
Yeah, it opens a lot of doors. This new bill that passed is just basically tapping into one more ingredient of the hemp plant, and it's a great opportunity and a chance to educate more people on the different uses of it.
What'd you talk about how many you're going to produce?
Yeah, we're hoping that we're going to be producing about 30,000 to 50,000 acres of hemp production in the next 3 to 5 years. That's our goal.
And how much of that will be for
gummies,
for edibles, beverages, and that was legalized?
I think the edible side is probably smaller than what we're looking at for our grain and fiber production. The grain and fiber takes a lot of acres and a lot of demand on like the food side and the industrial applications, so it's a significantly larger amount.
So at this point, though, you're not producing for the edible portion that's coming?
We will be. Yep. This new bill is, we have to take some time to get set up. So.
Okay.
And that can go in this facility too, where you're just using all part of it?
Yep, that'll be here as well.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Governor, I know it sounds like you helped out by helping pass the laws, but is there any opportunities to help guys like this financially?
Yeah, I think so, and this is where I turn over Department of Ag and the deed. That's a good point about how we're trying to do some of this. The one thing I would say is that we ask for it again, our angel investor tax credit, some of those things that we do to try and attract businesses to come, to make sure that the state is being a good partner with them. The other things that we can do is, you know, we've seen this across the state, wherever you want to do business, make sure we've got the infrastructure, both the physical infrastructure, roads, bridges, but make sure we have the broadband infrastructure to make sure you can do business here, because Charlie's going to want to do business worldwide. Those are the things that we have to make happen. I think the state is trying to create that infrastructure, and then let the innovators go with this. And I'm really proud that hearing these folks who understand this, that Minnesota is still a leader in this. I kind of feel like we've been dragging our feet a little bit, though, to get going on this. I mean, you listen to them talk about building products on this. R40 with carbon negative in building. If we're really going to address some of these things and make it economical for folks, folks want to try and do the right thing, but you can't ask folks to try and reduce their carbon footprint if there's not an opportunity to do it, or it's way more expensive. If you've got it right here in Minnesota on a crop that's easier on the land, easier to harvest, has less carbon input to do that, they produce you something that's actually is a carbon sink in your home. That makes great sense, and then the economics work. So I think we need to continue to do that. But Charlie, I don't know if you took advantage of anything. I know local folks do their tax increment financing to try and get these businesses here. This one's going to make sense. And again, I think all of you are standing here. It seems kind of amazing on this, a product this important that's been out there. This literally is one of the centers of production in the entire country. And Charlie has the capacity to make that even more so, to compete with the Canadians on a global market. So it's an exciting time. But we know the challenges, and again, agricultural producers will make their own decisions on their own land, diversifying those crops out there. But when input costs are up, when commodity prices are up, it makes it a little more difficult. We need to make sure we're not putting any impediments in there.